Hello friends, welcome back to the new tutorial. Today we are going to learn about the output decorator. Those who haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do subscribe my channel. And if you like the video, please do like, share and comment on my video. Let's get started. So in this, we are going to pass the data from the child to the parent component in the Angular. Okay. So definition, the output decorator marks a property in the child component. Okay. So at the rate output decorator marks a property in a child component as an event emitter. So here we are going to use the event emitter, right? Uses the child component uses an instance of the event emitter to emit an event. Parent component, the parent component listens to that emitted event using the Angular's event binding syntax with the this. Okay, so this is the flow will be like this. Okay, so in the child component, okay, so let's create the button. That is a template, that is click. Okay, and you can see the parent component listens to the emitted event using the Angular's event binding syntax. Got it? So this is our template file. If I go over here, so here where we have to check, this is our child component. Let's go to the child one. So this is our child component, and here I'm going to define my template. Okay, button with on click. Okay, I need to define this function right now. And what else we have to import, that is output and the event emitter. Okay, let's use this. Okay, let's use this output and the event emitter. Okay, the next step, we have to define this output child event and emit that one and the on click event. Okay, so here we go with this one. So let's use this. Correct, there is no error. Output and the instance of the new emitter. On click this dot child event dot emit, which data I want to emit, the data from the child. Got it? Next, moving to the output child event. Okay, so we will do the definition later on. First of all, go with the parent component. Here I'm going to you go with the template. Okay, so this is my parent component, that is app component. So here I'm going to use my app user, just change it to the user. Okay, and here I need to remove it. Okay, anything I had done a mistake, I think yes, with comma is missing. Okay, now we have to define the child data and on child event. Okay, so let's define it. All error is gone, right? And if I go to my front end, here you can see that currently data from the child is not there, so I want to emit the event, data from the child will come. Okay, okay, let's go back to the process, what exactly we have done step by step. Okay, so first of all, here we can see that, so here we have defined all the data in the child component, correct? At the rate output child event new event emitter any. So in the child component, here you can see we have output child event new event emitter. What does it mean? This line defines an output property name child event. So this is the output property name child event. Output decorator indicates that this property will emit events. Okay, so this property will emit the events. Event emitter any creates an instance of the event emitter class which is used to emit the events. Any specify the type of the data should be any that can be emitted by the event. You can use more specific type if needed. Okay, then we have a on click, right? So this method is called when the button is clicked. Okay, so whenever the button is clicked, this event is called. This dot child event dot emit data from child, this line emits an event with the data from child. Got it? Now in the parent component we have the child data with the property any and the template file. So the app child event on child event here you can see. So this renders the child component, correct? So whenever you want to render any component, how we can use, we have to use the selector part, right? So in the app component, here I'm going to render my child component, so app user. Okay, fine. So the app child this one, there's under the child component, the child event, the child this one, this listens to the child event emitted by the child component. Okay, so here you can see in my app component.ts. So what does it mean, child event on this, very very important, right? So in the definition also I have told you regarding this. Let me go with the definition. So in the parent component listens for the emitted event using the Angular's event binding syntax, event name, and the handler. So this is our event name and this is our event handler. So the child event, where it comes from, so it comes from the child one. Here you can see we have this child event. So in the definition also here you can see, so the parent component listens for the emitted event. So whatever the data is emit from the child, right, how the parent component will listen, this will be this will be done via the binding syntax of the Angular event name and its handler. Okay, so in the app component here we have a child event that is defined in our child, and the on child event that is defined in our app component.ts file. Correct? Okay, so this is what does it means. Let's go for more defining the things. Okay, child event, on child event, this listens the child event emitted by the child component. Okay, on child event, this calls the method in the parent component when the child event is emitted. Event represents the data emitted by the child component, and the on child event data any. This method in the parent component receives the data emitted by the child component. It updates the child data property with the received data. Key points, what it is: the output decorator enables the data flow from the child to parent. So whenever we want the data from child to the parent, in that case we are going to use the output decorator. It allows child components to communicate events or the data back to their parent components. Event emitter is used to emit the events to pass the data along with them. Okay, so if you want to go with the custom event, so you can provide the alias of the event name. So here you can pass the custom, and here you can pass that one also. Okay, that's not an issue for that. Okay, so at the last, have a look of that one. Okay, so here you can see that we have a main component, and this is the child component that we are using. Okay, and here we are defining the child data that because we expects the data from the child one. So the child data, and this is the event that we have to define here. Okay, so and the child event, where it is defined in the child, and we are going to receive into our parent component. Okay, so this is our child event. So this is whenever button is clicked, it will emit the data, that is data from the child. Okay, I hope you get the point, right? So if I go on my front end, here you can see, okay, so this is my parent component that we have a button, right? So while clicking on this, we are going to pass the data from the child to the parent. Okay, so emit that one, just refresh on, and here you can see that data from the child will come. Okay, so this is how whenever you want to pass the data from the child component to the parent, we are going to use the output decorator with event emitter. Any doubt, any query in that, do let me in the comment section. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a great day.